What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 129, and we start today's episode off with a couple of international friendlies here with Chile. The first one was against Argentina. We won by 2-0, but unfortunately, as you may have seen, Eric Lamela, who was playing for Argentina, a member of our Spurs squad, unfortunately got an injury in that game and will be out for 7 days. It's not disastrous, but he may miss the next league game. And the second of these two international friendlies was against South Africa, and we also won this game as well. So 2 wins out of 2 games in the international friendlies, which is exactly why I decided to resign as manager. Yes, I've quit Chile now. I'm not going to say I've had enough, but I kind of got to the point where, you know, I can't see a big nation coming in for us, and international football in general is not something which people care about too much, and quite frankly, I just thought it was just not getting stale, but I didn't really see how it could become worthwhile, if you know what I mean. Like, the only thing that's good about Chile is that all I can do is rest Carrasco for the second international friendly or second international game in the international breaks, which means that when he comes back for club duty, he is fully fit. That's the only positive. There's nothing else to it. So with that in mind, I resigned from Chile, and we're going to wait for the England job. I don't think it's ever going to come in, but if we can see a 5-star nation, or a really big nation as well, something like, you know, Spain, Brazil, France, Italy, Germany, and so on, a big 5-star nation, if they come in, then we'll probably take that one. But for Chile, it kind of just got stale after a while. But anyway, we take on Liverpool in the club business now. Of course, we're not managing any other nation or club other than Spurs. We take on Liverpool with Spurs here at Anfield, and Liverpool, of course, with some very decent players in there. Of course, I did say that if we are to challenge for the title, we need to win these sort of games, and we do take on Liverpool. The first chance would come to the side from Anfield, though, and it was Raheem Sterling's crossing met by the head of Fabio Borini. It went up in the air, and Suso, arriving late at the back post, didn't see him there. Suso arrived late, and he almost scored, but his header hit the post, so almost Liverpool taking the lead here. But in the 20th minute, another great chance for Liverpool. Jordan Henderson gets on the ball. Really decent chance. He finds Dembele. He gets past his man, rolls it through, and Coutinho hits the post. So twice in 20 minutes had Liverpool hit the post here, and they were really beginning to threaten. But in the 27th minute here, Andros Townsend gets on the ball for us and swings in across. Sturridge goes for a header, but he takes a nasty knock and goes down inside the penalty area. And unfortunately, as you can see here, he stays on the floor for a couple of in-game minutes, and unfortunately has to get subbed off. So Daniel Sturridge, coming against his former club here in Liverpool, unfortunately has to be replaced, and that really does suck, because as things stand, he's our top scorer, he's our highest rated player, and unfortunately he has to leave the pitch. So Connor Wickham will come on. It's only a bruised rib, so he won't be out for too long, but even so, he will be out for a couple of weeks regardless, and Sturridge going down is not good. But Wickham comes on, and hopefully he will prove to himself to be a good signing. But in the 45th minute, on the stroke of half time, a good chance for us. Andros Townsend gets on the ball, gets past his man here, beats his man, keeps on going down the right hand side, he stops the ball, gets onto his left foot, and it is a great finish by Townsend. So with Eric Lamela getting injured on international duty, that gave Townsend a chance to start this game and also try and perform, try and show that he should start on the left flank ahead of Eric Lamela, and he was doing a good job as things stood. Really, really good finish by Townsend there, getting onto his preferred left foot. And a really good finish. He definitely learned out of the den. A really, really good finish by Townsend. And yeah, it's Liverpool 0, Spurs 1. So, you know, as I said, there are some players in this side where chances may be limited, you know, and if they can get on the pitch, they've got to prove themselves. Townsend is one of those. So good finish there, and it's 1-0 to us. In the 59th minute, we almost made it 2-0, but unfortunately, Ross Barkley's header hit the post. So we were very unlucky not to take a 2-goal cushion in this game, but it was still 1-0. But in the 64th minute, a good chance for Liverpool to equalise. Suso goes down the right hand side, beats his man, keeps on going, eventually step overs around Fabian Schär, rolls it into Coutinho, he finds Luis Alberto, and his shot goes past Lloris into the back of the net to make it Liverpool 1, Spurs 1. So Liverpool back on double terms in this game with 26 minutes to go, and that was a real shame as well, because we were playing very well, but unfortunately the chance Liverpool had, every time Liverpool went forward, they looked really threatening, and unfortunately they did get the goal there to make it 1-1. And in the 67th minute, a great chance, and then once again Coutinho runs clear, but the shot is well saved by Lloris, and Chiriquez puts it out for a corner. So still 1-1 here. Liverpool unlucky not to make it 2-1. And in the 85th minute, another good chance for Liverpool. Suso plays the ball forward, and Corker gets caught out. It falls to Joe Allen, but thankfully the former Swansea midfielder could only put the ball wide. A bad miss by the Welshman there. Really should have scored, and thankfully Corker's blush is worse saved. But from the goal kick, Lloris plays the ball upfield towards the feet of Brian Carrasco. He flicks it on to Chalobah. He finds Connor Wickham off the bench. He rolls it through to Carrasco. He's got the pace to beat Glenn Johnson here. He keeps on on going, eventually ends up getting past him with the Berber spin, then the roulette, gets onto his left foot, Scoop turns around his man, one-on-one, but the chip goes over the bar and onto the roof of the net. So what a goal that would have been by Carrasco. Some lovely skill in there, real good pace, but the composure was just a little bit off. I put a bit too much power on the chip, and unfortunately it did go over the bar, and that was how the game finished. So a 1-1 draw. Both sides had reasons as to why they should have won the game, but in general it was a very good spectacle, and I think the draw was probably the fair result really. So I was glad to get the point away from home, and the woodwork was struck 3 times in total, 2 by Liverpool, once by us, and both goalkeepers pulled off a couple of good saves. So a very good game, and a 1-1 draw was the end result. But after that we got an international management offer from Ecuador, so straight after leaving Chile we get a new international management job offer, but we're going to turn it down because I said I want a good nation, and no disrespect, but I think we can do a bit better than Ecuador. And also Sturridge, who did get injured in that previous game, is going to be out for 2 weeks with that bruised rib, so not too bad, but he is our top scorer, he's our highest rated player, so it's a bit of a shame to see him get injured. We do have the options. I mean, Welbeck and Wickham are the bench pairing. You know, of course, Sturridge starts with Nelson Oliveira, then we got Wickham and Welbeck on the bench. Koulibaly's had a decent start to his season, a couple of goals early on, hasn't really done anything since then, but he's still a decent player. So we've got some decent options there, but even so, it's not nice to see Sturridge get injured. But we take on Braga for the following game here in midweek in the Europa League Group D match. This is the 3rd match of the Europa League group so far. We've won 1 and we've lost 1. We beat the side in 4th place, Strom Godset or something like that, by a 0-0. We lost to Young Boys by a 0-0. So we came to this game against Braga looking to bounce back and get a win in this game, but it's not going to be easy. But even so, the first chance will come in the 9th minute to the Portuguese side. It was Rabiot who went through here, really good chance, but he put his shot wide, and Braga, the Portuguese side, probably should have taken an early lead there, but they didn't, and it was still 0-0. And in the 13th minute, another good chance here. A free kick has crossed into the box, and the header just goes wide of the post. So 2 early chances for Braga. But in the 15th minute, Koulibaly wins the ball off SGL there and goes down the right hand side. Really good chance. He's got enough pace to get past the number 20. Keeps on going, swings it across towards Danny Welbeck, but his header is brilliantly saved by the goalkeeper. Sticks out a left arm and pushes it away, and it's still 0-0. But as we pick the ball up here with Tom Carroll, we play the ball forward to Koulibaly again. The strategy is the same. Go down the right hand side and cross it in towards Danny Welbeck. This time he wins the header but finds the back of the net, and the goalkeeper can't get to the header this time, and it is Spurs 1, Braga 0. Didn't really hit the back of the net, did it? But it hit the underside of the bar and just crossed the line before coming out. So really good finish by Welbeck there. He's very, very good in the air, Danny Welbeck, on this game, I found. So definitely going to try and put a couple of crosses in for him. That's a very decent finish, and he leaps highest, wins the header, does hit the underside of the bar, and it does just cross the line before coming back out. So good finish by Danny Welbeck, and it is Spurs 1, Braga 0. So really, we couldn't lose this game, you know, in this Europa League group. We couldn't lose this game and have Young Boys and Braga basically getting away from us a little bit. We needed to win it, and we were winning it here. But in the 32nd minute, Juan Carlos played this ball in towards Rabiot. It came to Rafa at the far post, and his shot had to be cleared off the line by Michael Dawson. Well, it wasn't really cleared off the line, but it kind of just hit him before it could cross the line. So great defending by the experienced defender, and the Spurs captain keeps the score at 1-0. So still 1-0 to us, of course, in the first half. And in the 45th minute, we win the ball here. John Joe Anderson plays a superb ball over the top towards Koulibaly. Really good chance, but the keeper makes a great save, and it is still Spurs 1. Braga 0. So very, very unlucky that Koulibaly couldn't score, but it was still 1-0. But in the 82nd minute, as the game was being closed out, Braga really weren't threatening to score an equalising goal. If anyone was going to score, it was going to be us. John Joe Anderson was playing quite well. He found Bentaleb here. He crosses the ball in. Juve goes for the header. It's cleared away, only as far as Anderson. Nice little scoop turn, stops the ball, then the roulette, then shoots. But it's a good save by the keeper to keep the score at 1-0. And unfortunately, that looked as though that was how the game was going to finish here, because we didn't seem we were going to be able to get that second goal, which I really did want. But in the 90th minute here, a great chance for Braga to score the equalising goal. A cross comes in, and a header was expertly saved by Lloris. So as I was pushing for that second goal, trying to make sure we'd have a 2-goal cushion in this game, and looked very convincing, we almost conceded the late equaliser there, but thankfully we didn't. Lloris made the save, and the game did finish Spurs 1, Braga 0. So another 3 points for us. That's 6 points from 3 games, and yeah, it's not been too bad really. I would have liked to have avoided defeat against Young Boys away from home, but I guess you've got to look at these 2 wins at home as positive results, and that's one of the main things. So yeah, we beat Braga, and after 3 games in the Europa League group, we have 6 points. After that, we saw that Nacho Camacho, which is one of the best names I've ever heard in my entire life, who is our agent, says that France and South Korea may be coming in for us. So, as I said, I want a 5-star nation. Possibly France could be our next destination. We'll have to wait and see. But the third and final game of today's episode was going to be against Everton here at White Hart Lane. And of course, you know, Everton are going to be a side that will probably be challenging for the top 4 this year. So, you know, if we do want to win the title, these are the games we need to sort of win and distance ourselves from them, you know. I mean, even though they've got to a very bad start, as you can see in the league, they're not even in the top 10. You would imagine they'll be up there come the end of the season. They've got a decent side, Everton, some very good players in there. Of course, featuring one of our old players, Paulinho, who we gave to Everton in exchange for the services of Ross Barkley. So some very decent players in that Everton side. And the first chance would come to us in the 4th minute. Lamela went down the left-hand side. His crossing was cleared away, but it came to, eventually, the former Everton man, Ross Barkley. He struck it from range, but he could only hit the bar. And unfortunately, as the ball was cleared away, Barkley's header was then tipped over by Akinfi. So Barkley almost scoring against his former club just 6 minutes in, but it was still 0-0. Nothing else happened in the first half. In the second half, good chance for us here as Eric Lamela gets past McCarthy with a lovely piece of skill. Keeps on going down the left-hand side and swings in across, but Connor Wickham's header is well saved by Akinfi. Really good stop by the Russian goalkeeper, and it is still 0-0. In the 71st minute, the score was still 0-0. Not too much action in this game, and Eric Lamela picks the ball up down the left-hand side and gets past Oviedo, plays it through to Nelson Oliveira, plays it back to Lamela. Nice exchange of passing. He gets past Eder Nilsson really well, crosses the ball in, and Nelson Oliveira's header is too strong. It hits the inside of the post and goes into the back of the net. So Spurs won Everton 0 with just over 16 minutes to go, and it was Nelson Oliveira who got the goal for us. So we're in front here, and in the 87th minute, a good chance for us to extend the lead to 2-0. It was a really routine game, to be honest. Everton didn't really threaten. In the 87th minute, Townsend gets past his man, finds Carrasco. His shot hits the post. Connor Wickham puts in the rebound, but unfortunately the linesman has his flag up, and the referee rules it out for offside. And as you can see here, it was correctly so. So Carrasco couldn't score. The ball hit the woodwork twice in this game, but the game did finish 1-0 to us. So good to get a clean sheet as well, because I've been struggling to get those since joining Spurs, since this side is set up with just 3 at the back, and I'm not a good defender anyway. But we did win the game by a goal to 0, and that was the most important thing. So very pleased to get the 3 points, and that's very good news for us. And as always, guys, a big thank you for watching today's video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed the video, please leave likes. That's much appreciated, and it really does help my channel out, and it only takes a second to click that like button. And I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode tomorrow morning, where we could just have a quadruple weekend.